Welcome to In Touch. I'm your host, Jean Heck. Boating and camping are a big part of outdoor summer activities. We're here today at Lake Oologah, one of Oklahoma's most beautiful lakes. My first guest will be Virgil Smith, president of the Oologah Lake Tourism Association. Next, we'll visit with Paul Shockley, a park ranger who has over 7 years' experience specializing in water safety and park management. Ranger Shockley will share with us some practical advice on boating safety. Find out the correct way to launch your boat and what safety equipment you'll need to have a safe boating trip this summer. Glenda Hutchison, a park ranger, holds a degree in natural resources and has over 5 years' experience as a ranger at Lake Oologah. Glenda will update us on what's available in campsites and facilities and even have some advice on how to prevent some camping hazards such as poison ivy and tick bites. Our last stop today will be Bud Marina. Find out the services available at the marina. The owners of the marina may even have some fishing tips to help you catch that big one. So sit back and enjoy this informative look at beautiful Lake Oologah.
In Touch with Jean Heck, a public affairs presentation of TV 35, keeping you in touch with the issues and personalities of Claremore and Rogers County. And now, here's Jean Heck.
My first guest is Virgil Smith, president of the Oologah Lake Tourism Association. Virgil, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Jean. Nice being here.
What's your role with the Oologah Lake Tourism Association?
Well, I'm currently the president. We were a new group. We've been formed about a year, and primarily for the purpose of developing lake traffic and awareness of the lake to visitors. It's very important that people become aware of Oologah Lake because we consider it to be one of the big mysteries in Oklahoma. One of the things we're hoping to promote this year is that it's Oklahoma's best kept secret. And we hope to use that as a slogan throughout the year. But over the years, it's never been promoted very heavily, and we feel that people would utilize the lake much better if they knew about it.
What projects has your association worked on this year?
Well, we've been very active in the year. We coordinated a video with the Claremore Chamber of Commerce, which talked about the quality of life in this area. It talked about the recreational opportunities here at the lake, the museums we have that are world-class, the Will Rogers Memorial, J.M. Davis Museum, of course, the Will Rogers birthplace here at the lake. We also put together a 6-page section in the Green Country Adventure Guide. This is the top fulfillment magazine used in Oklahoma tourism in northeastern Oklahoma. And for the first time, we included a full-page map of Oologah Lake in the guide. So this is something, again, to create recognition to visitors. We also, in conjunction with the Bud Marina, put together a hotspots fishing map. It's a lake topography map. This is based on land topography before the lake was inundated, and it gives the real good fishing holes and where to find the fish and, of course, the underlying water topography. So that's been very popular, and it's available to all local outlets. Last year, also in conjunction with Bud Marina, we put together the 5th of July fireworks ceremony, and it drew 15,000 people to the lake. So for a very small volunteer group, I think we've been very active in 1991 and hope to do some many exciting things in 1992.
What have you got planned for the future, Virgil?
Well, we're looking at a lot of things. We hope to put together a comprehensive Lake Oologah map that will be ad-supported locally. We're looking at doing a 30-second to 60-second video spot for Oologah Lake that would air several hundred times during the year. Also radio spots that would air to support that. In conjunction with the Oologah Lake Leader, the Oologah paper, we're co-sponsoring the Fun Guide, which is about a 24-page tabloid about the lake. Talks about the amenities, the services, the benefits, and so on, and that's been a very popular piece for local distribution. So we're trying to use a multimedia approach. We're even working with the Claremore Chamber of Commerce to put up 3 billboards. 2 will be on the Will Rogers Turnpike, and 1 will be on East Skelly Drive in Tulsa, again to promote the museums, the 200 antique dealers in Claremore, and also the amenities here at the lake.
Let's say there's some families that may be watching that are making their plans for this summer. Why should they come to Lake Oologah? Well,
as you can see here at the lake, it's a beautiful lake, very beautiful scenic beauty here. Tremendous sailing lake. It's considered the Oklahoma's premier sailing lake because of its north-south location. There's excellent fishing. They've introduced walleye now, which is kind of a different approach here at the lake, and that's, I understand, talking to one of the rangers, they recently caught one that weighed 7 pounds. So that's an exciting thing. And of course, Redbud Bay, you'll be visiting there later. They have a tremendous number of opportunities in terms of boat rentals, jet ski rentals, pontoon boats, speed boats, ski boats. It's just a good place to visit. It's 25 minutes away from Tulsa if you come up through Claremore, another 25 minutes if you come up 169. So, you know, it's a good place to spend the weekend or a few days.
Sounds like Oologah has a little bit of everything then.
Well, I think it's Oklahoma's best kept secret, and we hope to do something about that in '92.
Thanks, Virgil. I guess one of the biggest reasons people come to Lake Oologah is for boating, and we're going to be visiting next with Paul Shockley, a park ranger, who's going to give us some safety tips on how to get your boat in the water safely this summer. Paul, thanks for being with us today.
Hi, Jean.
Can you tell us, what do we need to keep in mind when we're putting our boat in the water?
Well, probably first of all, before you hook your boat up, you should check to make sure you have the right size ball hitch on your truck. Sometimes this one is hooked up today to a 2-inch. He has also an 1 7/8 inches on the other side. Check to make sure those are tight. Just feel of them, you know, shake them around, put a wrench on them if you have, but just to make sure they're tight.
And you should do that at home before you get out here?
Yes, before you hook up to your boat.
Okay. What about once you're here at the ramp in the parking lot?
Once you get here, you should do all your preparations in the parking lot up here before you actually back down. Check to make sure your plug is in, take your transom saver off, trim your motor down partially. Just make sure everything, all of your preparation is done up here.
What are the advantages of doing that in the parking lot as opposed to on the boat ramp?
When you get back down on the ramp, other people are in line. You don't want to take up a lot of time. The summer heat, the temperatures tend to flare, and you might upset someone when you can do your work up here and just back it down and launch it and you pull back up into the parking lot.
Any advice for someone that's maybe just beginning as far as tips on getting down the ramp?
You should come out and practice during the week. That would be the very best thing for them. If you try it on weekends, there's naturally a lot of boats in line, early and late. Come out during the week, and there's usually a slack period during the day that you could practice. Before you back in, you should check your safety equipment. You should make sure you have all of your safety equipment. Federal law requires that all boats 16 feet up to 26 feet must have at least one Type 3 PFD.
Okay, PFD, that's a... personal
flotation device or life jacket. It must be in good condition.
Okay, would this one pass the test then? Does it
oh
look
yes,
like
this
it's
one's in real good shape.
Okay. What do you check for?
No rips or tears or loose straps. Everything must be in good condition.
Okay.
Also, you must have one fire extinguisher in good condition, fully charged and ready to go. This boat is 16 feet and over, so it would need a throwable device, a Type 4. You'd either be a cushion or a ring buoy.
Okay, and these are all state regulations
It's
then?
federal regulation.
Okay.
Also, they must have ventilation. There must be 2 vents to ventilate the fuel area. It's a state law that all boats must be registered. They must carry a copy of their registration on board while they're boating. They must display the numbers and the sticker. That's the Oklahoma law.
Okay. What happens if someone comes to the lake and they don't have this registration with them?
They, depending upon how long they've had their boat, if they've just bought it, they'll be issued a warning citation. They can be issued a citation for not having their registration, their numbers posted, and that sort of thing. If they don't have their safety equipment, they'll either be sent home or issued a citation. We don't take excuses for safety.
Okay, so this is something that's pretty important. People need to be prepared when they come to the lake.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I think you're going to show us a little bit too about getting the boat down into the water.
Yes, we'll go ahead and back it down, and we'll talk about it down at the lake shore.
Okay. Paul, what's the first thing we should keep in mind down here at the ramp?
Well, Gene, down here, you're below the elevation of the parking lot, so you should look before you back down to make sure the ramp is not in use. These low-profile new boats and the smaller vehicles can be down here, and you might back right in on top of one. It's a good idea to check, make sure there's no one down here before you actually back in. As you launch your boat, make sure that the transom savers taken off and all of the hooks are undone. Make sure the plug is in it, and also make sure the kill switch. All new boats is equipped with a kill switch.
Okay, what does the kill switch do, Paul?
In case of an accident, if the driver was to get thrown from his seat, the kill switch would kill the engine. You hook it to your life jacket, or your PFD, and then if in case of an accident, it'll kill your engine, and your motor won't injure you if you fall overboard.
Okay, and all boats have one of these?
All the newer boats are equipped with them, and even if they're not, it's a good idea. You can buy them locally to put them on your boat.
Okay. Okay, what about actually getting the boat in the water?
Okay, when you back the boat into the water, you just back it on in, you launch your boat, and you pull out. You don't wade, you don't swim. We don't allow any of that type of activity down here at the bottom of the ramp at all. If you're by yourself, you might take your children, you know, if there's only one adult, you're bringing your children with. You take the children out of the boat and let them wait on the courtesy dock. You get everyone out of the vehicle. Leave your driver's side door open. Just in case the emergency brake didn't work, you could get back in your vehicle and hit the brakes pretty easy.
Okay, so remember, no swimming, no wading.
No swimming and no wading down here at the ramp.
How many ramps are here at Oologah?
On Oologah Lake, we have 11 ramps.
Okay, and is there anything about the water level of these ramps?
All of our ramps are designed to work whether the lake fluctuates up or down several feet.
Okay, so you don't really have to be concerned with the water level. The ramp is designed for safe launching regardless of whether the lake is high or low.
Well, Gene, would you like to go for a boat ride now?
Sure, I'd love to.
Okay, let's go.
Paul, what's the most important thing to keep in mind when boating?
Probably be your PFD or your life jacket, Gene.
Okay.
We'll step in here and get ours on.
Now, what type is this?
This is a Type 3. This is probably the most comfortable. In being comfortable, it'll be worn more.
Okay.
You just slip your arm through, put it on like a vest, and zip it up.
Should it fit tight and snug?
Yes. They should all fit well. If it does not fit well, it won't work.
Okay.
There are several types. The Type 1 we don't have here. Type 1 is an offshore type. It's a large, bulky jacket that's designed for offshore work. This, it's a Type 2. Type 2 is a yoke type. These are fairly inexpensive.
Are these for young children, this type?
They'll fit most any adult or child. There are several sizes. When you put one of these on, you should tie up all ties and snaps. Make sure it fits very snug. This kind is designed to keep the victim's face, a person's face, out of the water when they enter the water. The Type 3 we have on here.
Okay.
These are the vest or the jacket. It's a hybrid type, actually. The Type 4 is your throwable, your cushion. It can be worn. The cushion or the Type 4 ring buoy is required on boats, as we said, 16 feet,
Okay.
up to 26 feet.
And you got a little bitty one here for a little baby.
Yes. This is designed for the infant. It's designed to go, you know, between the legs and fit very snug.
And again, make sure that all these straps
all
are...
the snaps and ties should be fastened up snugly.
Okay, so that hooks there, and then this comes up around the child's waist.
And fastens into the bottom.
Okay.
It's also a law now that all children, age 12 and under, must have a Coast Guard approved PFD life jacket on their person and fastened up anytime the boat's underway.
How can we tell that this is Coast Guard approved? Should it say something on the jacket?
If they're Coast Guard approved, they will have a little plaque, a little sticker on the inside, and it'll tell you the size, the type, and the weight.
Okay. So this is important information for parents then, right here, Coast Guard regulations.
Yes, it must have this, or it's not Coast Guard approved.
Okay.
And Coast Guard approved is the key.
Okay, is there any danger in using an old PFD?
Anytime it is worn, if it's frayed, if the straps are loose, if there's any type of tear on the jacket, it's not serviceable. You must get rid of that. That one will not substitute in the case of a citation. You must have a good one. There's another kind of, this is a ski belt. You'll find no Coast Guard approval on these. we don't recommend these to be used at all. These are very dangerous.
Okay, so someone who is going water skiing this summer, then you recommend what we have on?
Yes,
okay.
The vest. There is a ski vest with more straps. They are safer. They're snug.
Okay.
Okay, we ready to go?
Sure. Is there anything as far as the speeds we need to keep in mind here?
Yes, when you're leaving the dock, you must idle out past the no-wake buoys. You idle in and you idle out. That's so you don't damage someone's boat that may be waiting at the courtesy dock.
Oh, as we head out here onto the lake, what are some things as far as danger zones we need to keep in mind?
Well, Gene, the danger zone for a vessel is from dead ahead to 2 points abaft the starboard beam. That means down the right side of the boat. Any vessel, jet ski, anything that's in that area has the right of way over your vessel. You should yield to them.
Okay, what about water skiers or jet skiers?
Water skiing, a little bit about water skiing, they should have an observer in the boat when they're pulling a water skier, or a mirror. They need to be able to have visual contact, either themselves or the observer at all times.
Okay.
They should probably develop some signals so that the operator of the boat knows what's going on. The skier can relate to him what's happening.
Okay, so if someone does fall when they're water skiing, everybody needs to be aware of that. And those...
They should have a signal so that he'll know it's all right. The jet skis, they're a vessel also. They must yield the right-of-way, the rules of the road to apply to jet skis, just like they do large vessels like this one.
What about weather conditions?
On Oologah Lake, you should really be aware of the weather. Today we've got about a 12-mile-an-hour wind, and you can see there's pretty good waves. Oologah lays northeast-southwest, so a north wind or a south wind will really make the lake treacherous.
Okay. Are there any dangers associated with boating and drinking?
Alcohol is probably one of our main concerns. The usage of alcohol has long been associated with recreation and boating. Alcohol, when you combine that with the wind and the noise of the motor, the bright sunlight, it has a numbing effect. The operator, it sneaks up on them. They lose their sense of judgment, their reflexes are impaired, they lose track of their wake, other boats, the weather conditions.
Do you recommend if someone is going to be drinking at the lake this summer that they designate a driver just like on the highway?
That would be a very good thing to do. Have someone that's not drinking be your operator. If you must drink, keep it to a minimum. In 1990, over 50% of the boating accidents was alcohol related. A person that's intoxicated, when they fall overboard, they're just as likely to swim straight down to their death rather than up to the surface. They lose their sense of direction.
Okay. So the wind really has picked up now, so again, it's important to be aware of weather conditions.
If we were in a smaller boat, we would really be feeling the effects of this wind today.
How long has Lake Oologah been around?
Gene, our operator of the boat, Joe Custer, he's familiar with all of the facts about our lake.
A little bit about the history.
Yes, Joe will give us a little
I'll go
bit
up here
of
and
history.
visit with Joe. Joe, I understand you're an expert on the history of Lake Oologah.
You bet. Oologah Lake was authorized in 1938 by the Flood Control Act. The lake was initially began construction in 1951. Correction, 1950. It was put on standby in 1951 because of the Korean War, and then construction was began again in 1955. In 1963, the first phase of construction was completed, in which the dam, the outlet structures were completed, and the lake was brought up to its first initial pool. And then in 1967, the second phase of construction was began. In this phase, the gated spillway was completed. The lake was brought up to its normal pool of 638 NGVD. And then After that, they also put in a dike embankment over on the other side of the spillway, and when that was completed in approximately 1974.
And how many people are employed out here by the Corps of Engineers?
At Oologah Lake, we employ 13 people. We have 5 rangers, 3 administrative clerks, and 3 construction. Make up 4 maintenance workers.
Do you feel overall that the flood control plan has been a success for this area of the Midwest?
Yes, ma'am, it has. I believe it's done we've saved many lives, I believe, and property damage, the numbers that it has saved in dollars is amazing. It's, you know, I can't give you exact figures right now, but it's done a good job, I believe.
What else is available here at Lake Oologah besides boating?
Oologah Lake has 11 parks that are open to the public. We have camping, fishing, swimming, picnicking, hunting, just about any kind of recreational activity you can think of, we have it at Oologah Lake.
Well, I think you're going to take us into shore now. We're going to get to see some campsites.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay. Guest is Park Ranger Glenda Hutchinson. Glenda, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Jean. Before we go look at one of our campsites, how about we take a look at the day use area we're in right now?
Okay.
Okay, we have a lot of facilities available to our day users. For instance, we have restroom facilities. We have an individual or picnic sites. We also have cookers so that they can cook out while they're here. We also have some specific regulations for this area. For instance, this area is a non-alcohol area. Anybody that's in this park cannot partake of any kind of alcohol. On the beach area here, there's no glass containers allowed. There's also no beverages allowed in the water.
Okay.
And it's state law that there's no pets allowed in the beach area. Okay.
Today it's kind of overcast. As we can see, there's not many folks out here. But is this day use area pretty popular here?
Yeah, this is our most popular day use area on the lake.
Okay.
Okay. One of our special facilities that we put in last year was a beach volleyball court. It's put in with the use of volunteers. Okay.
I bet the high school kids enjoy that.
They do, quite a bit. Another area, let's take a look. What we've got down here is a kiddie buoy line. Okay, that's for small children so that their parents can feel safe that they're in shallow water. Okay, this is our only designated swim beach on the lake, and it's pretty popular.
How deep is the water out here where the buoys are?
The deepest part is probably around 10 feet at normal pool.
Okay, so this would be a safe place then for families to come and picnic and enjoy the day swimming here.
Right.
And it's got a nice sandy beach, so the little ones maybe can enjoy.
Build a few sand castles, yeah, it's pretty popular for that.
Okay, is there anything else you wanted to show us today, Glenda?
How about we go take a look at that campsite now?
Okay.
Great.
Glenda, is this a typical campsite here at Lake Oologah?
Yeah, this is one of our Class A campsites. The facilities you have in Class A campsite are picnic tables, a utility table, a cooker, and electric hookups. We also have water available for you to fill your tanks.
Is there a fee to use this campsite?
Our Class A campsites are $10 per night.
Okay. See, we got some campers over here. Is there anything we need to keep in mind as far as some safety tips?
Okay, you see they're gathered around a campfire, and they've also got a small child. You need to be especially careful with your small children and watch them because they're kind of attracted to campfires and they can get burnt. Another thing you need to watch for around campfires is not, if you have a tent, is not build it too close to the campfire because they are flammable. You also, when you leave, be sure you put your campfire out. Okay? Some other hazards you might watch for here at the lake are poison ivy.
Is there a lot of poison ivy out here?
That's right. We have perfect habitat here at the lake for poison ivy, and you don't have to go far to find some. For instance, we've got some right here just off the campsite. You notice it's got 3 leaves, and the old saying is if it's got 3 leaves, let it be. All right? If you come in contact with it, you might want to bathe and wash it off, wash the poison off your skin. Some other things we might have here at the lake might be ticks. That's something that people are well aware of right now. You can catch Lyme's disease from the ticks we have here. One thing you can do to avoid that is to apply an insect repellent that contains DEET. Okay. Another thing is to inspect yourself daily and your kids. If you find any ticks on you, then you need to take a pair of tweezers and pull them gently so that they will release themselves out of your skin, and then wash the area. and then watch it very carefully for the next week or so and see if there's any kind of rash or lesions develop around it. And if it does, you need to go to your doctor and let him take a look at it.
Okay, we've talked about ticks and poison ivy. What about snakes? Are there any snakes out here?
There are a few snakes around. You just need to be aware that they are pretty well aware of your presence, and if they see you first, they'll get out of your way. Okay? You tend to hurt yourself more around snakes than they do you. Okay?
What about the fishing here at Lake Oologah?
Fishing here is great, especially this year. You might want to take a run over to the marina and ask the folks over there. There are experts here on the lake.
Okay, I think we'll go do that.
Okay.
This is Red Bud Bay Marina, the only marina located here at Lake Oologah. And with us now we have Jean Ann Fawcett, one of the co-owners.
Hi.
How are you doing today, Jean Ann?
Oh, I'm just great. How about yourself?
Good. What facilities do you have here at Red Bud?
Well, we have an RV park and we have boat dock, slip rentals here for people to park their boats. We have a fishing dock that's open 7 days a week all year long, where you can fish inside or outside like these gentlemen are fishing here. We have boat rentals. We have fishing boats, sailboats, ski rigs, pontoons, and some fun little small equipment.
Are you guys catching any fish?
Doing fine.
Doing good. Looks like we got a little activity out here.
Yeah, we have some kids out having some fun now that they're out of school. And it looks like we got some people wanting to come in, maybe get ready to go out fishing.
So all these are rented here?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All these can be rented at this place. Hi, you guys needing gas?
How about this Jet Star?
Jet Star is a lot of fun. That's a small little boat. It'll carry 3 people, and you can even pull a skier with that. It goes about 30 miles an hour, and you sit so low in the water, it feels like you're just scooting about 30 miles an hour over the water. It's
What
a lot of
about the
fun.
fishing here, Jean Ann? What kind of fish can people catch?
Oh, the fishing on this lake is great because we have crappie, sand bass, catfish. In fact, right now I think the sand bass are running, but we have catfish and walleye, largemouth bass. But walleye's been really coming on this year.
I understand that the walleye has been stocked into Lake Oologah. Tell us about that.
Yes, the wildlife department started stocking walleye in the 80s, and they put millions of fry in. And it has started, it's establishing a fishery here, but we don't know how well it's going to do yet. So we kind of are eager to find out how the fish are doing on this lake with the ones that have been reproducing.
Now I understand that Oologah is also noted for its sailing. Do most of these sailboats stay here year-round?
Yes, most of them stay here year-round. This year, because the weather was so nice, they were sailing all year long. And most of these people use their boats on weekends, sometimes even after work. We have a sailing club here. It's called Spindrift Sailing Club, and they have boat races every other week.
About how many people belong to that club?
Oh, how many belong to the club?
Yes.
Oh, I think there are probably about 30 people in the club altogether, and they usually have about 10 boats racing.
So people could come out and get in some sailboat racing sometime this summer too.
That's right. It's a lot of fun, and we can have people come in that don't have their boats in the water. They can leave them up in dry storage.
Well, Jean Ann, I'd like to thank you for joining us today on In Touch. You've given us some great information about all the neat stuff you've got to offer here at Red Bud Bay Marina.
Well, thank you for coming out.
Okay, I'd like to thank you for watching In Touch. We hope you have a good week and a great summer. We'll see you next time.